Hello and welcome back to Tier 2, everyone. Always the McLaren has a bit of a last dilemma, having his own dilemma. It is the first round of STB for the Tier 2 tier of this season. Welcome, and it's the first commentary of the game for myself, STB Mafia, also known as II Mafia, or also known as many other names I can go by. But I thought I was going to have a co-commentator, but it turns out I'm not having a co-commentator now. So I'm going to have to battle through this hay fever. So if you don't mind, may have to go quite a couple of seconds. Maybe it's going to blow my nose, or I'm going to have a coughing fit. So just bear with the half-blocked nose. But so yeah, that's why the stream's running late, because I thought I was going to co-commentator, but I know I'm not. But this is your grid for Tier 2, and it's looking very close, especially in that bottom half. But who's that's just set up? I think it's a Racing Bull. I think it was a Williams. I think it was just side effects going P12. So between what? P7 and P17 is 9/10 of a second. Actually, if you go from P7 to P13, there's only 3 or 4 tenths. So that is looking very close in that midfield group. Seems a bit of a big gap. Seems it kind of jumps up a bit with the top guys. I think maybe it could. Of a thing where some people might be not being able to do Mondays, and they're doing Tier 2, so we'll see how that goes. Obviously we know Dilemma, but he's always been around that Tier 2, Tier 1 pace, so we'll see how that goes. But naturally, normally it's because of them able to do Monday, and their pace didn't look too much faster than the Tier 2, so they're kind of being poked into there. But we'll see how this goes. Maybe the race pace will hope it. Maybe it's a bit closer. And there's a Williams in the barriers. So yes, ready for the first race of STB for the Tier 2 grid. As Soundhack's actually got a 5-place grid penalty. It was a collision, I believe, with Callum. And Callum wasn't even meant to be qualifying lap. He just came out. I'm not sure whether it was side effects he was holding Callum, or was it Callum was blocking side effects up? I can't remember which way around it was. But whatever it is, it's put side effects down basically to the bottom of the time runners. And that is your grid. I haven't got a chance. It's Dilemma on pole. No, a chance to put the run down it, but you've seen it all, so that's the main thing. Or did run down later on. As we wait for everyone to sort their setups or any last changes or strategy. It is another dry race. Well, I said another dry race. It was wet qualifying in Tier 1. And I did a race here on Sunday. And it was intermediate conditions the whole race. I'll tell you what, it doesn't make any sense because the fuel was really, really bad for some reason. And the tyre wear is very strange in a way. You tend to destroy the rear tyres a lot more, especially on the tyre. It tends to be leaned on a bit more. Yeah, it tends to triple the tyre wear of your front tyres. But in the dry, it's not too bad. I think your front left takes the most beating around the circuit. Your rear left, sorry. As obviously the game's very weird like that now, the way these cars are set up. So here we are, ready for the first race of Tier 2 STB. Obviously it's a formation lap. I'm so used to being no formation lap. I was meant to prepare myself straight for lights out. It's something I have to get readjusted to. Yeah. So it looks like a relatively clean almost laps so far. Maldi, chairman, even P9 for this race. Looking pretty good. I think he's in AI mode though. I don't think he's actually driving the car. Probably lagging. Probably. He's holding the guys up ahead and he's overtaking Maldi. I think he's in AI mode. He's not happy sitting behind an AI Maldi. So let's see what tyre strategies everyone. Everyone seems to be on the mediums. A couple of people on the hards, Pistol and we had Hammer Kovic, I believe it's pronounced, and Maldi has re-overtaken the Sauber for that position. As they all now line up on the grid. Dalema, Avakaz, Sabuka's failed to do his entry. A couple of people have out. Starkin, Eamon, Maldi has failed to do it properly, and so has Jamo. Colbin's also messed it up as well. So it's a disadvantage because you lose a couple of meters. You lose a couple of meters, so you're already at a disadvantage. Right. And the lights are up now on the front of the drivers. It's 5 lights. And they've got another glitch start, kinda, and it's lights out of the way. We get a lot of smoke. The McLaren seems to have got a good start aloft this race. And it looks like the Red Bull's got the inside, and he's got the position, done a bit of a slide as they all fight round. It's 3 wide going down this second straight, going towards turn 3. And it looks like it's a bit of a touch there. McLaren battles his way through, back into the lead of the race. The Red Bull fighting along. It's Dilemma that takes the lead. It's Alcaz. Alcaz has to sell for P2 for now. Sabuka finding his way still in P3 as Lopez is up to P4 as they get the positions up to see where they are. The top 7 hasn't changed. Maldi's up 1 position on Wetty. Wetty looks very, very laggy at the moment. Oh, he's in the barriers and he's out. Yep, he was looking very laggy from the start, and that's him out of the race, and it's a safety car. Yeah, that was a lot of lag there. Yeah, that was on connection, because that was a lot of lag. A lot of lag. That is not good. He's a new driver. We've not seen him before, and that's not good. It's definitely lag was in play there. So yeah, even the guys confirmed it in the chat there. So no one's opted to pit, which is not surprising. Don't see, unless some people want to change their strategy up. If I was the hard runners right now, I would pit in, especially if they're still far back. I'd pit for the mediums and go mediums. That's something I would probably do. But I think they're a bit too high up to make those sort of choices, to be honest. Because the P7 and P10 is Rehad and Pistol. So they are. You got people like Staffer. He's coming to the pits. I'm not sure if any of them have been for damage or not. Danny's also come out on the hard. So this maybe it could be a strategy change, or it could be some tyre change, some withering changes. The fact that Liam is very, very far behind. I think he's probably had a new front wing, considering how far back he is compared to the rest. I can only assume. So, Alvacaz, or was it Alvcas? Alvcas, anyway. He's got up the. Oh, this is. Oh, no, hold on. Oh, what's going on there? Is a lag going on? Because he's now down to P4. He was leading, apparently, just a second ago, because that's what I was just about to talk about then. But he's now down to P4. There's some more lag going on, I believe. Yeah, I can see him jitter. I think there might be some lag in play here. I'm hoping this will be a short safety car. Edge tyre strategy. Yep, mediums to hards. Easy one stop. The mediums could do easily 15-16 laps. As Lupis is trying to let Alvcaz through. And so is Sabuka. I think they're trying to let him through. I think they're trying to let him back through. I'm not sure what's going on. I mean, I'm not sure whether it was some sort of lag or whether there's somebody got tagged and they're trying to let him through. But you've got to go make sure, if you are going to try and let people feel like that, is that you've got to make it in a way where you create your own little yellow flag to try and allow people to pass you. I think that's what they're trying to do, trying to slow down enough to make the game think you've had an incident, so it takes you out of that sort of, I guess, ability to be passed. So, whether Alvcaz is going to be let back in the lead, I really doubt it. I'm just going to say, well, something happened, it's not my bad, but it does look a bit jittery, does it? Does. So, I think it might have been lag. Anyway, let's move on for that. Callum is up 6 places from the starting pretty much at the back. Yeah, it's unfortunate for Wetui. I think that's how to pronounce this, Wetui. Obviously there was a lot of lag. Safety car is in this lap, so Dilemma will become the defective safety car. Right, obviously there's a lot of changes to this game compared to last game. Last game you could really use the brakes to warm the tyres up. Now it's not necessarily the case. Yeah, it helps a bit, but I think it's difficult to keep the temperature in the tyres in this game as it used to be. You definitely got to do a lot more weaving to keep the temperature in the tyres, but I think it's obviously it was not as bad as it was before the recent patch, but it's still pretty difficult to get them in the optimum temperature. But you can get close to the green, but it's difficult to really get them hot. Unlike the last game where you could easily get your tyres up to 100 degrees just from the brakes, which obviously isn't very realistic. But let's see how this goes. When's he going to go? It's gone now. He could have left it late, but he's decided to go early. It's quite a long time before you get to the pit finish, start finish straight. And we're back racing. Interested to see how everyone manages the ERS on this game. As they all fly around turn 1, turn 2. Everyone seems to be an uneventful restart. Let's definitely close things back down again. So, Hughes Morgan, I believe he's known, I can't remember what his name is in the Discord. Oh, and he's clipped, I think he used a lot of entry curb there, got on the grass, it's locked in the rear a little bit there, but it's held on. Grass is very slippery in this game as Callum proceeds to have a little bit of a teleportation. Let's get on to these leading cars because they're all spaced up by within 3/10. And here comes the Red Bull's going to release on the McLaren, but the McLaren's squeezing the Haas. And the Red Bull's up each side. And there's been contact between Alvcaz and Dilemma. And Alvcaz is back down to P4. And now he's got the other McLaren of David Game. Dark Engineer. David Game. Fucking that's been like 3 seasons ago. What am I on about? Dark Engineer. Now all over the back. Remember, DRS is enabled on this lap. Remember, only 1 lap is needed now after this restart. So DRS, they'll be able to have DRS down into the fast chicane and then down into the tight right-hander. But for now, Alvcaz is now down to P4. There's another safety car. What? No? I think that's a bug. Hold on. Yeah, I think that's a bug where it's saying safety car on the top left-hand corner. Yeah, there's no safety car. Oh, there's been a collision. The backside FX is round. He's in the barriers. There's some front wing damage here. Some yellow flags. Might be involving Liam and side effects. Liam seems to be fine in terms of damage. Actually, no, he's got an end plate damage. So there is damage on the Mercedes. And that's actually fixed my little MFD glitch there. Not more MFD. HUD. So, yep, DRS enabled for these drivers. Dynamic continues to hold on to that P1. As you see, Sabuka's used a lot more overtake this lap. As you see, Darkin is saved more and used less. But he tried to use some overtake out of the penultimate corner, and he just had a massive tank slapper. Not sure why he did that, because it's traction is traction is a bit easier, quite easy in this game, but it does snap on you, and yeah, you have to be careful you don't catch out. And Liam has decided to give up and is retired this race. That damage is enough to put him off. He decides not to wait for a safety car. And he clashes with the season 1 legend of side effects. So here comes Sabuka, DRS down this very weavy straight. DRS enabled, no, not even, there's the overtake, a little bit there, not much though, keeps it in medium though. Oh, bit of a squeeze, and he's driven himself off into the grass. I think he tried to give him some space, and he's, by doing so, has lost the position. Now Lupis around the outside, but has to back out there as the track narrows in. But it's top 5, top 6 seems to be pulling away. Maldi, oh, and the McLaren's made a mistake. I think he clipped it inside curve, and it just offset you a little bit, that outside inside curve. But now the Red Bull's got DRS because he was behind the McLaren on the detection point before the penultimate corner. So you have DRS down this straight and now this straight to help him stay ahead. Bit of overtake for Sabuka, trying to defend from Alvarez. Overtake button, it's not just for overtaking, it's also for defending. As you see, Alvarez, he puts it into none through here. And he uses the dabs of overtake. So he decides he's someone who doesn't like using ERS at all, and then just uses the overtake. He's put into medium now, so he's very lenient on his ERS. He doesn't like using much. And Hugh Morgan is the first person for a 3-second time penalty. And there's another safety car. I don't know who's caused that one. Oh, it's Corbin. It almost goes to the back of DJ Danny there. Was it side effects? Because he's the only one far back. Unless it was Hughes Morgan. Yeah, there you go. Hughes Morgan. He's lost his front wing and he's got a time penalty. I don't know why he's cutting corners for. Because he's going to catch up anyway. So he's got a 3-second time penalty for no reason. He's already caught up anyway. Surely he's got a delta. Because it's weird how he's caught up all this time. And he's coming to the pits. I think a lot of these medium runs are coming to the pits that have. And Lupis stays out. Because I think these hards should be able to go to the end, I believe. I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly he's retired actually. So that kind of answers that question. Even as a safety car. But obviously, I don't have much information on this game yet, because obviously it's a brand new game, and I'm not quite familiar with the strategies as at the moment. But from what I know, these hards I think can last, I think, a good 20 laps. So I think these hards should take them to the end nicely. Obviously, we've got a couple laps of the safety car to help extend. But now, Lupis, who's still on his set of mediums, is still out there, so this could be a bit of a boo-boo for Lupis, because if there isn't another safety car in the next like 5 laps or so, he's going to have to make that pit stop under racing conditions. Yes, he'll have better tyres, but he will lose 25 seconds straight away. But I don't think you can gain 25 seconds in 15 or so laps with about 5 lap fresh tyres. I don't think that's really going to happen. So I'm not sure how this is going to work out. Obviously, Pistol has stayed out, and so has Danny, because both of them on the hards. Pistol started on those hards, and Danny pitted during the first safety car. So Danny can extend, and obviously Danny being on the hards already, unless he's gone for the harder tyre strategy, which I really doubt. He will have to stay on these tyres or go on to set of mediums, but the mediums won't do 21 laps. So Danny has to stay out and then probably pit in the next sort of 7 or 8 laps or so onto the mediums. and go to the end. But everyone else has pitted. We had he's gone for mediums. Did he start on the mediums or did he start on the hards? I think he started on the hards. He did start on the hards. So he's probably trying to make those tyres go to the end, or he's switching to a 2-stop, maybe go mediums. But at that point, you're just losing up. You're just sacrificing 25 seconds. So he's either trying to do a 2-stop, which I don't believe will work, or he's going to try and stretch these tyres to the end, which is quite a tall order. I don't have much information on this game, but I don't think they can quite do 20 laps. If they can, it'll be very, very, very badly worn. So I'm interested to see how this goes. Same side effects. Oh, what? And Hamza is being put in the back barriers. Sorry? I'm confused. Was there a collision with him in side effects? Well, Mustafa's now going really slowly. Yeah, I'm confused. How does that happen? I better not see anything from Hamza. Okay, he said that. Nice. I don't know any more shit to be stirred. Unless he lost it himself, which is very rare. Which is, I think it's very weird, especially on this game. It's not something you see people lose a rear very often, but that's a bit confusing. I'm questioning about that. So, back on the leader, when does he go? He might leave it late, considering he's on the old tyres here. He's gone, he's got the Ferrari off a little bit. As the Ferrari tries to go a bit nip and tuck a bit too early. But the slipstream is very powerful in this game, and Saba's already been gone already. That's Hamza. But these guys on the fresh tyres are going to be, especially for Dilemma, the quicker he can get through these cars, the quicker he can get away from it. There's a collision between the Mercedes. He tried to go for a gap that was closing, and he's lost places in doing so. So by trying for a high risk, high reward, the risk has overshadowed the reward, and he's lost places to cars he was ahead of earlier. He's now all over his teammate of Darkin. Darkin's not really making it too difficult, but I think Dilemma's kind of fueled by first to get past. Both of them using overtake, really using overtake. Alcaz is already down to 20%. How has that happened? How has people used this much overtaking in one lap? Maldi's got a 5 second time penalty. Everyone's used all of a battery. Oh, and the Mercedes! Alcaz just squeezed Danny off the circuit. That's definitely penalty. There's a Ferrari as well. That's Maldi, and there's commotion happening everywhere. People just not giving people space, it seems, especially on the outside. Gotta keep each other space. And there's been a contact there. Sauber's hit the Mercedes. What is going on? This is some tier 2 shit. This is definitely tier 2. This is. I mean, Hearts lobby might be different, but this is definitely tier 2. Now Pistol's lost the position. Obviously, Pistol on those older hards. Pistol's looking to trying to defend this. Callum picks up the time penalty. And the Red Bull's just grinding the side of that Ferrari. And Hazy pushes through. Next is Dilemma. But you forget how quickly you can regain that ERS back. It's unbelievable. Yeah, flags, there's side effects. Or jam out, let's jam out off. Not sure if there's contact or whether he spun himself. But here comes Dilemma. Pistol gives up the position. He's probably said it's not worth fighting for. And they got with the McLaren. That's Darkin up the inside of Pistol now. Just proves how much 7-lap fresh tyres makes around here. That's why people say the undercut is generally quite powerful, because of the amount of grip you have. And that grip tends to go off very quickly, and then it kind of plateaus a bit. It's why the undercut's so powerful in this game. As German dived inside the Ferrari, went off the circuit there, but gets the position nonetheless. As done inside the Lupus is disconnected from the game. I'm not sure if I have him yet. I hope I have him on my friends list. I do not. Don't see him. I do not see him. I don't think I have him on here. Sorry about this. This car's scattering all over the place in the process. I can't even like go on to him. I could try a race director. Sorry about this, but I'm trying to. No, I don't know. I can't get him back in. He's on PC, and I did send him a friend invite earlier before the race started. I did to everyone, but I don't have him. So obviously, he accepted it. So I can't get him back in. So we're gonna have to continue. So I have no way of inviting him. Sabuka now leads from Outcast and then Dilemma and Darkin. Carbine's also got a 3-second time penalty. And it's now Dilemma's gone round the outside. He's using saving his ERS a little bit, light flashing there, a bit of derating. Could have done a bit of hot lap mode just to stop that sort of derate. And he's now going back through it again, a bit of overtake mode around the outside, and he's been squeezed out again onto the grass. I don't know what that's for people, and squeezing, and the has to sit at the back of the McLaren. People just ain't giving space at the moment. We've got to give. Oh no, it's a Alpha Tauri Toro Rosso Visa Cash App Racing Bull Red Bull Hugo Boss, whatever it is. Lost his end plate, and that's more damage. And that's Colbean. Yeah, it's people aren't giving space. It's a rule where if you're half car width, half a car length alongside going to the corner, you deserve a car width space. And for Dilemma's sake, there was not a car width space there. I know the track kind of comes right, but you can't squeeze them in the grass. It's special in this game where the grass is super deadly on this game. It's a touch of the grass is going into a corner, and that's it. You're gone. You've lost the rear. You lose 2 or 3 seconds. It happened to me yesterday a couple of times. The grass is very slippery on this game, so it's giving space, especially on these sort of tracks where there's lots of grass. It's so important, because if you push them onto the grass, you're guaranteed to get a penalty because you've just cost them multiple seconds. It's not really fair, to be honest. I mean, just give them a car's width. I mean, if it's a curb, then yeah, fair enough. But if there's grass, I mean, it can't hurt. Just give a bit of space. More yellow flags. It's a Mercedes, and it's DJ Denny. DJ Denny has spun, and he's spun again. Just recovering. He's a bit. I think he's a little bit annoyed. I think he's got some damage as well. I think that might be his race over as well. Back onto the lead is Darkin. Oh, Darkin's gone as well. I'm not sure that's contact or whether he lost it himself. It's a bit weird losing the rear like that on this game. If so. But the game has retired Lupis. So Lupis has joined back in, but it's retired. I'm not sure what's happened there. That's Dejan into the pits onto soft tyres, but those softs won't last 14 laps. That's the thing. And that's Darkin be overtaking Adjaman for P4 after that little detour. I do like that 4th DRS zone. So top 4 continues to be close. Definitely closer than it was Tier 1, especially in the especially that second half. So another car retires, but I think that's a game glitch than anything else. Pistol's just pitted as well, but now you see what I mean. I think Pistol might have lost a bit more time than he should have, but he's now 60 seconds behind with 13 and a bit laps to go. Yeah, it's the problem when you're on the alternate strategy and he just get screwed over by the safety car, and now he's fighting wind only, unfortunately. Unless you can catch up 50 seconds in the space of 13 laps, you might be on the better tyres, but it's a tall order to try and catch up to Gemma. But Gemma doesn't have any penalties, and Pistol doesn't. So Pistol will keep it clean and get within 3 seconds of Gemma. He might pick up a point. So we'll see how that goes. Back onto the leaders then. Sabuka continues to lead as Alfkas still in P2, knocking behind, but Sabuka does have a time penalty, and the next 4 cars behind him do not even have a penalty. But they are side by side as Rebel Alfkas takes the lead, and Stanley also goes through as well. The DRS and Slipstream moves it. The combination is ridiculously powerful. And Sabuka doesn't have much really to use, as now Hamza retired. I saw him have a moment earlier. That's our 6th retirement. And you saw that Alfkas having a little bit of a wobble. There's a Brazilian flag down there. Maldi would say that it's giving, but for me, it's just another flag. You see, Sabuka tends to take a bit more entry curb going into that first corner. As Darkin picks up the time penalty. The problem is when you do that, you pick up a bit of grass, so you tend to lose a bit of grip through turn 2. So it's not a preference. If you feel like he can still gain time, pushing that turn 1 a bit more, and not getting away with any with the turn 2, the sliding, then fair enough. But sometimes it's can get a little bit too slippery, that grass. Sabuka looks like he's trying to find his way back, overtake mode with DRS, but it just ain't working. But Dalamer's flying past Alfkas. Alfkas is getting mowed down by both of them. Alfkas put his ERS into none. He's just let them through. He's like, I'll put it into none, I'll save my ERS another day. He's used a bit of overtake just to keep up with them, obviously, with the DRS. Now, but saying that, Pistol's just got himself a time penalty. He has caught up a couple of seconds though, in the space of the last lap or so. So it might still be possible. We'll see how that goes. Keep an eye on that Pistol. The thing is that I really doubt side effects can keep these tyres going to the end. I really doubt it. It's going to have to come into the pits for a set of softs. GS enabled. No overtakes. Keeping it in the medium for now. Overtake mode for Sabuka a little bit there. DRS enabled slipstream. Overtake, I think DRS and slipstream is enough. And the Red Bull's getting a bit boxed in here. And he has to set off if he couldn't go for that P1 there. He's getting a bit boxed in there. But that's what down back down to P3. So it's very sort of like bit. Oh, Darkest got the grass. And this is exactly what I mean. The grass is just so deadly. You touch it and you go, especially in the braking zones. It's ridiculously annoying. I clipped it through that penultimate corner. It just sends you sideways, and all you can do is try and catch it. Luckily, it's quite easy to save the gar in this game. I feel like it's you can have 3 or 4 steps of oversteer, and you can catch every single one of them. So, Darkin lives another day. Tabuka continues to lead them. But yeah, it's very sort of justly. It's a hard way to put it. You know, the people fly past each other. People let people through. It's all mind games. It's all mind games and just tactics with the ERS. They're trying to save it and then try and use it and then try and save it again. Yeah, it's almost DRS and slipstream, and the 2 people go flying past. At that point, there's no point even trying to fight it. Just put it into none, save a bit of ERS, and then try and use it again to try and fight past. But then it kind of goes back into a loop. Then you find yourself back on the back foot again. You try and use some overtake to try and pull away. It doesn't work. You try and save it. Then you get overtaken. Then you save it up again, and then you try and go for the overtake. You get the overtake done, and then you're back to again, try and get. Then you're back to saving. Then you get overtaken again. I think it's very difficult to get out of that sort of DRS. I think as soon as you get a gap and pull the DRS away, and you have some overtake to use, then you have a chance. It's all about having the right amount of ERS at the right time, at the right position of the track. Now, if you know, you overtake into turn 3, and then the 2 cars behind have a bit of a battle, and then it builds up a gap. If you have 80% ERS, you just absolutely just drain it, get the gap, and then try and recover it while staying ahead in the DRS. See there, Alvkaz put his DRS on, but here is ERS on none. Obviously trying to save it. Now he's using it to go down here. So he saved it down one straight to use it down another straight. That's it. It's all about tactics. The ERS is it's so much more important than it's ever been. Can really help you. Just one place can make all the difference that ERS can do. 8 laps to go, and the Haas has just brazed back past him. Yep, so Alvkaz is put into none. He's not interested in using any. If he's going to get overtaken, at least save some ERS while getting overtaken. Now he's going to keep it in none, try and use some slipstream, but he's going to use some overtake to try and defend as the McLaren slides up the inside. The Red Bull's kind of turning in on him a little bit there. If that was real life, I think the McLaren would be finding himself about 3 feet up in the air due to the wheel-to-wheel contact. But this is a game, we don't quite have that sort of collision model. But it's more fight. This 5-way battle is going to keep going to the end. This is what happened in Tier 1 yesterday. It's just super close. And it's just jostling for position. Either no one could overtake each other, or everyone's overtaken here, there and everywhere. And now there's more defending going on. The McLaren's kind of not getting close to the Haas. And it's just getting pushed by the Red Bull. It's all giving, and Danny's not having a fun time. He's struggling more than he was yesterday. So I'm not sure what's going on with Danny here. He's on 7-lap-old softs, which is, to be honest, quite a long time on those tyres. They don't last very long. It's the tyre wear does catch off there. That's a big track extend by the Haas there. That was definitely a warning right there. Safety either continues to try and make my life a bit harder than it needs to be, especially during this commentary. I'm surviving for now. Right now, I don't know if that J's silent or not, but I'm going to keep calling him AJ Man. AJ Man. is the only one without a penalty right now in the top 11. Oh, it's been a spin! Sabuka's lost some time here. There might be some collisions, and he's left the session. Is he also disconnected? I think I have him. And Danny's retired, which is unsurprising. Sabuka, invite. There's a safety car. Has Danny crashed? And the AI has continued Sabuka. It's decided not to pit the Haas. Probably because he was behind his teammate, which is probably the main effect. But I think that's his podium out the window. Even if he does join back. I think I saw him go offline, I'm not sure. He popped off as soon as I sent the invite. So, it's going to be, what, a 4-lap sprint to the end? Everyone's on soft tyres. Side effects, meanwhile. That's a scrubbed set of soft tyres. I think... Did he pit? Did he just pit? I don't know. Or is that the tyres he's been on for a little while? No, he's done a couple laps on them, so yeah, he hasn't pitted. He's opted to continue going. I think he might pit next lap, but he might not either, because he might want to lose track position to the 2 or 3 cars behind him. Sabuka's joined back in, but he's going to find himself leading, but on the very, very worn, hard tyres. Yeah. It's a bad time to disconnect, to tie that. Very bad time. Yeah, he's back in his car, but he's going to find himself behind the safety car with hard tyres. Oh, he's gone to the pit lane. Oh, he's just reconnected into his car. Whether that's going to be allowed or not, I don't know. But I mean, it's a rule where you can't do that. But is disconnecting and rejoining your car an excuse for that? Personally, I don't think it should be. But I mean, the rules are rules, I guess. I mean, if you cross the line, you've crossed the line, haven't you? Sabuka race has probably just gone from bad to worse for that little excursion there. Unfortunately for Rajid, he's rehad. He is very, very far behind, and he's pitted for tyres. But yeah, he's going to spend a bit of tyre life trying to catch up here. I mean, if he has another set, I mean, he can always pit again, but I don't think he has the time to do that. So he might just have to survive on this older tyre. It might be a little bit more worn than everyone else's. But I think he might have the most worn tyres is side effects. He's done 2 racing laps on them already. So, and he's got, I think he's probably got a pace disadvantage and a tyre disadvantage, which is not a good combination. I mean, he's massively slower than these guys. He just doesn't have the pace. He's a mixed solid tier 3 pace. Maybe he was tier 2 pace a bit, I think, last game, but I don't think on this game is quite as competitive as he was. Let's see how well he hangs on here. Safety car continues for another lap then. It's looking good for Adjo Man at the moment. He doesn't have a penalty. If he can hold on to that and stay within... Sorry about that. Stay within 3 seconds, or 6 seconds, depending on the penalties the guys have ahead. He's on for the win here. So, it's looking good for him. He's just going to keep it that way for these last 3 or so laps. Sabuka and Rahid are back in for fresh tyres. Whether they are scrubbed sets from qualifying, because those softs look very dark, very dull for new tyres. You know what I mean? They look like they've been used for a little bit already. They don't look fresh. They don't quite have that shiny texture to them. So, I don't know if there might be a scrubbed set of tyres, so maybe it won't be a good choice. Personally, I don't think it's worth. I think for these two, maybe. But if Sabuka's tyres were fresh when they put them on, I don't know if it would be worth it. But anyway, safety car is in this lap. Donovan leads then. He will become the effective safety car. Elkas. Can he get ahead? And if so, can these guys pull away from Ajo Man? Or was it Ajoman? Or was it Ahoman? That's if it's Spanish. I don't think he is Spanish. I don't know. I'm still. It's new drivers. I'm gonna still have to learn their nationalities and the way to pronounce their names. But Dynamite will continue to slow down the train. And he goes. And it's a decent restart. No, Callum is already sniffing the back of these leaders. Can he? He's already making a move. Azabuka's already got a warning. Side by side, Callum looking to make a move on Ajoman. I think this is done. I think there's a little bit of tag there from the Sauber. As Darkin's looking to try and get through on the Sauber there, but runs out of room. Side effects. Is hanging on there on his slightly more scrubbed tyres. Now he's lost a lot of time here. I wonder if there's been a bit of battling between the two Ferraris. Now he uses some overtake pistol ops to try and use some slipstream. Moldy's in that hot lap mood. Mustafa's right at the back, but he's run out of ERS here, and he's going diving down the inside, and he's shoved him off the grass. That is I'm not sure if that's allowed to us. It's just forcing him right off the circuit. But Ajo Man then just turned into Darkin. I mean, there is a car there. It would be nice if he didn't turn into it. DRS enabled. 2 laps to go. Alright, get down this straight. We'll get down on the next DRS detection point now. Looks very bumpy going to that corner for some reason. I don't know why. Side by side with Jamo and Sabuka. Oh, and there's some tangled. And oh, it's 3-1. It doesn't work. Yeah, that was 3-1, and that clearly didn't work. And Sabuka's been caught in this lower battle, and it's really hurting now. Jamo, so it's Rahid. I think Rahid. I'm getting the wrong way around with the I and E. I and the A. So yeah, clearly not working. Silex is really hanging on to these guys here. He's keeping it within DRS. I think the fighting is probably helping, to be honest. He's hanging on very well. Despite being on his older tyres, he's really hanging in there. Fair enough. And the Sauber's gone back up anytime. Mustafa is going ultra aggressive. He is the new, I want to say, Kevin Magnussen. If you're going to get past somebody, get a penalty for it. And he gets the fastest lap in the process. But is it going to be a penalty for forcing the Haas off? Ajoman. Ajoman might still have a chance of winning here, because he still hasn't got a penalty. But he doesn't want to sit back though, because he doesn't want to risk any of the leaders pulling away. Oh, and there's a bit of contact between the Williams and the Claren, I think. if I was Adjaman, I'd want this train to stay as close together as possible. It is the last lap of this race. Will Adjaman win this race on penalties? He hasn't got much overtake left. His car's naturally trying to derate it. He's trying to use overtake to try and hang on it. Mustafa's got a 3-second time penalty. That's his win definitely out of the window now. DRS has been enabled for Alfcast. Mohammed's can't find a way through. Is he going to be able to make a move on the line? He will get some DRS down there. He's trying to make a move up there. That was very ambitious. Very aggressive. It looks like the Red Bull might have it in the bag here. Both have very similar overtake, and he looks like the Red Bull has it. He wins on track. Lots of jumping. Adjaman does win. He does win on penalties. He's kept it clean, and the guy that crosses the line 6th finishes 1st, and the guy that crosses the line 2nd, is 6th. That last penalty really hurt him. Just saw Sabika going reversing across the line. Clearly not happy, but I think it's a new tier. It's a new season, new game. I think there's going to be lots of learning from this race. You know, some people you don't know who the race like. You know, people are going to find out that Mustafa is going to be a very aggressive driver. So it might be the case where some people might learn from people's driving and then adjust to how each person drives. Because obviously, if we're obviously new season, new drivers, you're going to treat everyone the same. But I think after this race, I think people are going to start treating other people differently to their driving styles and racing aggressiveness. But that was your podium there, and that is your race results. Adjaman, he is Spanish, so yeah, Aholman would be preferable then. Aholman P1 then, with no penalties. Alvcas P2, the Brazilian. Dynama P3, Callum P4, great recovery drive there from him. Dangerman P5, Mustafa P6 with the fastest lap. Side effects holding nicely in P7. We had P7, I think it was P7, P8, and then I think it was Pistol and Maldi for P9 and P10. So yeah, I mean, yeah, great. I don't think there'll be any interviews because I don't know if they know much English. Plus, I think they're on PC anyway, or PlayStation. So I think that is going to be it. Well, I'm hoping that's going to be a nice first commentary. Bit on probably on the rusty side. Doesn't help with my nose and hay fever. I see how everything goes. First race back. Obviously, things to be looked at and improvements from then on. But it was a good race. But I think there'll be some lessons learned and some adjustments will be needed for sure. But I'm hoping tomorrow, yeah. But next week, hopefully, people will have learned from any of the mistakes to take into next week, which will be Bahrain. So if you don't want to watch the first TL3 race, which I'm sure you don't want to do, then come back for us next week for Bahrain, as it all redoes itself once again for another 15 weeks. But for then, Tier 3 tomorrow. Come back for us then, with me in a comm box, hopefully with Callum. So, come back for us then. Thank you very much for watching for the first race of Tier 2 here at Australia. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.